Okay, so in my pan I have a cup of bell peppers. I've got a little red, little orange, little yellow. I use the little ones because I like a lot of different colors. I have about a cup and a half of, they were raw mushrooms, and now cooked, they've cooked down a little. I have about a half a cup of onions. I used frozen, to avoid the tears and things. I have a quarter cup of butter, a tablespoon of my garlic and herb seasoning, a tablespoon of minced garlic, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a teaspoon of black pepper. So, a lot of flavors in here. Notice I didn't say salt because, salt is causing high blood pressures and things like that. People have some family members with cirrhosis and some disorders that cause some swelling and things, so I try to minimize my salt in my cooking. And with my garlic and herb, no salt, or all the different flavors that you can get, you really don't need the extra salt. You've got all the flavors that you can handle. So I've got my quarter cup of butter in here already. I'm going to add another quarter cup. So I like these little, smaller servings of butter. They're just easier to deal with. So the total of a half a cup of real butter. I think the ingredients on it say cream. So when you see one ingredient on anything, that's good. So just about everything in this dish thus far is one ingredient. Nothing has multiple ingredients. So all my vegetables are very healthy, stuff that my great-great-grandparents could have taken out of their garden or used. So thinking about what they would have had on hand to use. They didn't have canned goods, in the metal cans that we have today. And they didn't have a lot of processed items and things like that. So they had their cheeses and their vegetables. So now I'm adding some Parmesan. I have 2 cups there. Add just a little at a time. A little Parmesan and a little cream. My cream's a cup and a half too. So I just like to do it slow and let everything mesh and flavor. And, this is so yummy. Some people have a different technique. I'm just throw it in there. I'm always in a hurry cooking and things, and don't know why I'm in a hurry all the time, but just with working and then getting home, trying to cook, things like that. You can make some really good made from scratch stuff without, having all the time consumption and things. See, instead of buying a can or a jar of Alfredo, which, has a lot of ingredients in it, for about the same cost, maybe just a tad more with Parmesan, you make it homemade and it's much, much better. Much yummier. Your Alfredo sauce is basically just some Parmesan, your cream, and then half a cup of butter. So you got half a cup of butter, you got a cup and a half of cream or heavy whipping cream, whichever you have, or and a package of Parmesan cheese, about a cup and a half. Then voila, you got some good stuff. And you still have that good texture and things that you have with the homemade Alfredo. And you notice I really didn't spend any more time on it. Just kind of threw it in and stirred it around. There we go. Got some good thick Alfredo. This looks and smells so yummy. So, a couple minutes in, my Alfredo is where I want it to be. And I'm going to add in my scallops. I don't want them to cook too long because I've already prepped those and seared them on both sides. They're good to go. And then the last thing is I'm going to add the shrimp. I just don't want it to get too tough. So, adding it the very last. But you got the flavor of the lemon, you got the flavor of the garlic, you got the flavor of the pepper, the onions, the mushroom, the scallops, the shrimp, the fresh butter. Oh, such a yummy recipe. And took me maybe 30 minutes, you know, cutting everything up, doing all my prep. Just, you know, ran out to the grocer, picked up the scallops and the shrimp. Everything else quick and easy. Prepared my fettuccine pasta already. I think the rest. I think it said like semolina wheat. So that would have been something that the great grandparents would have had available to them and eaten, I'm sure. Especially, you know, you have those Italian family members. So now, I'm just going to take my yummy Alfredo and top it on my noodles. Oh, it smells so